Hey everybody, this is Mike with On Point Preparedness. I've got a really big update for you all. Thank you to my subscriber Sandra for tipping me off on this. This comes at only a week after I published this video, Mississippi River Mysteriously Dry. At least anecdotally, there is a lot of reports on how the Mississippi River water levels are very low, even though the area is not in a quote-unquote official drought, and how this may be a precursor for a new Madrid earthquake. Again, not definitively saying that there will be one, not trying to spread fear propaganda, but laying out the facts and trying to be unbiased to say that there are some warning signs and we really do need to be prepared. So again, I put out that video about a week ago. One of the critical data points that we have saying that the new Madrid zone is live and active is that we had this rare 4.0 earthquake in Illinois on September 19th, 2017. And just today, and this was from my subscriber Sandra, in the new Madrid zone again, we had a 3.7 rare earthquake in Manila, Arkansas. So that is two near 4.0 earthquakes along the new Madrid zone within the last month. And here is a graph showing data of earthquakes. I don't know exactly how far back it goes. At least you can see here in the 1920s, or actually down to 1811 here. And you can see earthquakes around 4.0 to 4.9 are fairly rare in this area. Specifically for the Manila, Arkansas area, the last time they had one around the 4.0 magnitude, you can see a 4.4 here, was in 1970. So it's not extremely rare, but it is not common. You know, they've only had a couple here around that 4.0 magnitude, nothing greater than that. You can see the 1811 event, the New Madrid 1811 to 1812 earthquake was down here. This was the big one that was catastrophic. It was actually one of the largest earthquakes to hit the United States east of the Rocky Mountains recorded in history. This was devastating back then. It would be catastrophic today, considering all the infrastructure we have in that area. But again, there are definitely some warning signs here with this 3.7 that just happened today at 6 o'clock this morning. Date is October 15th, 2017. So again, I don't know if this Mississippi River being dry is just because that area is on the verge of a drought, or if this is indeed another precursor for the new Madrid earthquake going off. But I'll tell you what, the fact that you have these back-to-back 4.0s in that area, in that zone within the last month, that does cause some concern. And so if we look at this 1811 to 1812 event, and we look at a map in terms of how much devastation this caused, this is a very large area. You can see the extreme area covers a tri-state county or tri-state areas, and the severe brackets even further than that. If this hit today, this would be pretty devastating. So I really do encourage you all to have a plan. Look at what happened in Mexico. Look at the devastation that happened there. Make sure you're preparing. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have food. Make sure you have a communications plan. Make sure you have a place to go outside the area if you're displaced. I can't emphasize enough that you need to have a plan, because, you know, these are fairly rare events, and, you know, with the solar eclipse passing over this area, and again, looking at things from a prophetic point of view, this could happen. So just a little bit more focusing on the 1811 to 1812 event. This is covered in my video, Earthquakes, Prophecy, and Science Come Together. I want to just mention that John Casey is a scientist that I had been talking to. I have a couple videos with him where I'm interviewing him. I will put those in the YouTube description box, but basically he's saying that these major earthquakes, especially along the New Madrid, always happen at the bottom of this 206-year solar cycle. The sun has a cycle just like the Earth. It goes into periods of less activity, which are called the solar minimums. There is a documented 11-year cycle, but people don't really focus on the longer cycles, being the 206-year. And so they've noticed a relationship that at the very bottom of these 206-year cycles, you have had major earthquakes and volcanoes all across the world. Focusing in on the New Madrid, you can see these stars here, these events. This is when the New Madrid earthquakes have struck before. Again, you can see this 1811 to 1812 event. That was one of the most powerful earthquakes in United States history. So you can go ahead and research this on Wikipedia, but to tie in the solar minimum of the sun, right around 1816, that year was also called the year without a summer, the poverty year. And this was because global temperatures decreased by almost a full degree Celsius, caused major food shortages all across the northern hemisphere. There was a major volcano that happened, which contributed to the decrease in global temperatures, and it's known today as the Little Ice Age. So again, he's saying that this is all related together. The sun starts to go into a dormancy phase. Global temperatures drop. In addition to this, although the theory is not well understood, you do have a predominant earthquake and volcano after effect. So he's just warning, anytime from now, 2017 to about 2030, he is warning the government. He has sent letters to the State Department telling them to prepare for one of these inevitable events on the New Madrid and get people ready. So again, I'm not saying this to stoke fear propaganda, anything like that. I think it's very prudent that you have a preparedness plan, being that there has been a 4.0 and today a 3.7 along the New Madrid area. Can't emphasize that enough. So be safe out there. Make sure you're preparing. Have a plan. This is Mike with On Point Preparedness. Hope you have a good weekend. See you guys.